Hey class, welcome back for our last unit of notes, our last section of notes at 10.3 dilations. I can perform dilations on a coordinate plane with a two-dimensional figure. So let's first off talk about, well, what is a dilation? A dilation, or scaling, just like we talked about in 10.2, there's other names, you need to know both of them. It's a transformation that enlarges or reduces the original figure proportionally. And this is also performed with respect to a center point and a scale factor. Just like we talked about with any of our other ones, our center of dilation, our center point, is always going to be our origin in these problems. So we're either enlarging or we're shrinking our picture. So here's how we do it. To find the coordinate of an image after a dilation centered at the origin, you're going to multiply the x and the y coordinate of each point of the pre-image by the scale factor of the dilation. So let's say that I'm going to give you a scale factor of 2. And I've given you guys 2 points on a line. 1, 3, and 2, 1. So let's go ahead and graph those first. 1, 3 is our M, and 2, 1 is our P. And they give us just a line here. Now, using our second color, as we have the last 2 days of notes, we're going to change it to M prime and P prime. All right, so if our scale factor is 2, I'm going to take the x coordinate and multiply it by 2, and I'm going to take the y coordinate and multiply it by 2. So 1 times 2 gives me 2, and 3 times 2 gives me 6. Looking at our p coordinate, we have 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 2 is 2. So let's graph our new points. Over 2 and up 6 gives us m prime, and p is over 4 and up 2. So we've enlarged our line with a scale factor of 2. And really, that's it for scale factor with dilations. All right, so we have a quadrilateral. Again, I'm going to pause it, I'm going to ask you to graph it, and then we'll pull back together for our new prime figure. All right, here's our original figure. Now, grabbing that second color of ours, we're going to come up with our prime ones. J, K, L, and M. All right, so our scale factor here is 2.5. So we're going to take all of our numbers and we're going to multiply by 2.5. So in J, we had -2. If we take our calculator and multiply it by 2.5, we get -5. We were at 4 for our Y, so 4 times 2.5 gives us a value of 10. In point K, we had -2 and -2. We've already seen that -2 multiplied by 2.5 gives us 5, or -5. 4, we already know that goes to a -10. And our 2, again, our -2 is going to go to -5. And lastly, for M of -4, 2, -4 is going to go to -10, and 2 is going to go to 5. So let's go ahead and graph those new points. So excuse me, hiccups, -5, 10. All the way up there, and that's our J prime. Our K is going to be over 5 and up 5. Oops, not up 5, down 5. There we go, K prime. Our L prime is -10, up 5. So there's our M, and our L is down 5. And now we have just enlarged our figure by a scale factor of 2.5. Okay, back side of the notes, let's go ahead and we're going to pause, draw our triangles on our own, and we'll come back and do those new image points together on our own. All right, here's our original shape, and now our scale factor is 1/3. Scale factor of 1/3. So let's go ahead and grab our second color, Q prime, R prime, and S prime. All right, so we're taking and multiplying by 1/3, or actually multiplying by 1/3 is the same thing as dividing by 3. So let's go ahead and look at Q. It was 0, 6. 0 divided by 3 is 0. 6 divided by 3 is 2. R was -6, -3. So -6 divided by 3 gives us -2. -3 divided by 3 gives us -1. And S is going to turn into 2, -1. Let's go ahead and graph these. So 0, 2 gives us Q prime. -2, -1 gives us R prime. And S prime is 2, -1. Notice that this time we shrunk down our figure. So if we have a scale factor that's a fraction between 1 and 0, we are going to have a shrinking. If we have a number that's greater than 1, we are going to have something that's enlarged. All right, so let's go ahead and look at problem 3. Here we're dealing with a trapezoid, and it says we have a scale factor of 1/4. I'm going to leave this one up to you. I will ask you about it on your Schoology quiz. So make sure that you complete this problem. I will be looking at it when we are back together and looking at notes. And I will also be checking in on our Schoology quiz. All right, last problem. Triangle ABC has vertices at A -1, 1, B 2, -2, and C -2, -1. Find the image of ABC after a dilation centered at the origin with a scale factor of 2. Sketch the pre-image and the image. So we're just going to find the one that matches. So I'm just going to jot down my points. A -1, 1. B is 2, -2. And C is -1, -2. Now I want to think about, what would my new points be? Well, A prime. So scale factor of 2, so I just multiply everything by 2. And my B prime, again, multiply everything by 2. And my C prime. All right, so I'm looking for a figure that matches those. So look at these three here. The blue one is our original figure. The green one is going to be the one with a scale factor of 2. I've given you the points for the prime image, so I just want you to decide A, B, C, or D. Put this in on your Schoology quiz. Do the homework. We'll see you guys later.